Drug addiction is a no-fault illness. No one can predict that their son, daughter is going to become an addict or an alcoholic. Now, you can look genetically and think that if a parent or grandparent is, that person has a chance and they can become addicted. But everyone around the addict or the alcoholic is affected. It's just like secondhand smoke. If I'm the cigarette smoker, you're going to also be affected by my smoking even though you don't smoke. So even people that don't even know the drug addict and alcoholic are affected. So if you have a drug addict or an alcoholic going to 2 and 3 rehabs, that's going to affect somebody else's insurance rate. So on some level, we're all affected, so we all need to be a part of the solution. I think one of the problems is when an individual goes away to chemical dependency treatment, they get a lot of treatment and a lot of help. But the people who are excluded from that help and that treatment are family members. Family members get about 10% or less of what the addict or alcoholic gets. If I had my way, family members would go to treatment also. But I know a lot of people can't do that. So we have to engage families in the recovery process, and we have to be creative about it. Doctors and pilots have the highest rate of recovery of any group of people. And the reason why they do, it's not because they're smart people, it's because they have to engage in a process for 5 years. And it ups the rate of recovery. If we could engage families in the recovery process along with the addict and alcoholic, the recovery rates would increase. And this means helping families understand that they need to move away from enabling the disease of addiction and start to enable the recovery process. So how do they do that? They get involved in the recovery process, they begin to take a look at themselves, and what are the things that trigger them into responding to the addict the way that they do, and begin to manage those triggers and understand the family members' relapse warning signs and address those. I think we also need to help families and addicts and alcoholics engage in a recovery process together. Oftentimes, the addict goes here and the family goes there, and nobody really knows what each other is doing. So if we bring them together and start to address this as a family disease and a family illness, I think the outcomes of recovery would increase.